All right. So today I am going to talk a little bit about the Streamline Business Media origin story, kind of what it is, where it came from, why we created it, and who it's for. And if any of this sounds interesting to you, then please reach out. Um, it all comes down to kind of an initial confession that I have to make. I've said this before. I really do not like recording myself. I don't like editing my videos. I don't like writing captions. I've tried to use AI to write them and they never sound good. It's just really a struggle for me. And when I can do it, maybe I do it one day. Rarely can I even get 2 days in a row, but after that, my consistency just falls off. And so then I'm kind of back into doing the same manual heavy lifting that I have to in order to start my consistent video recording and posting process. So I also don't really like being the face of an organization online. I don't like to, put myself out there. I'm not trying to be an influencer. I'm not trying to be a podcaster. But I have a couple of businesses that I'm trying to run, and I do believe that it's important for me to show up online to get people to know, like, and trust me in order to build a relationship with them that can turn into business if we're a good fit, right? If I'm somebody that they know, like, and trust, and they believe in the value of the product that I'm offering, then that's how business is done. That's at least how I want to do my business. So it's important to show up online. People need to know you. People need to hear what you're doing, what you're about. I heard a great saying that people don't buy products, people buy people. And so if you have a small business, or even if you're just trying to create a brand for yourself, it doesn't have to be like a quote unquote business. But if you're just trying to put yourself out there, maybe some sort of brand or coaching job, consulting, whatever it is that you're doing, where you need people to know about you, know what you do, get them to know you, like you, and trust you, then you can come with kind of a value proposition to them and see if that's a good fit for them. And that's how you can continue to build your business. So I believe it's important. I for sure believe that I don't like doing it. And really the pain point, and like when it all comes down to it, the pain point here is that it is really challenging to record a video, right? You start recording, you mess up, you have to stop, you start recording again. Okay, I think this is what I want to say. Maybe I've written out like a rough outline. That's what I have. Like I have an outline over here. So I know what I'm trying to say. But if I just press play on this and just start talking, then it kind of eliminates the need for me to stop, start, stop, start. I'm just going to let it run. And the value of that is I'm going to have somebody else edit this out. So if I make a bunch of mistakes, it's fine. He's going to go through, edit, chop out whatever is useful, and he's going to post that for me, right? So initially the hard part is the recording, but then you have to write the captions and you have to kind of plan your strategy. You have to figure out like on what days you want to post this, what days you want to post that. If you don't pay for a scheduling platform, then you have to just every day, every other day, whatever your cadence is, you have to log in and get onto the platform and actually post it. And it's just a lot of manual labor, not like the heavy lifting working outside, but it takes a lot of mental bandwidth in order to get you to do that consistently. And especially if you're running a business or you're part of a business, you're trying to build a brand, whatever it is, unless you're actually an influencer, if you're a content creator, then of course that's what you do. That's what you do all day. So this product isn't for you. Like, congratulations, you've already beat this level. But for the people who are trying to run their business, there's so much more that they need to worry about besides how they're showing up online. And so the challenge is, what do you want to spend your time on? Do you want to, is this the biggest lever that you can pull to help your business? Probably not, but is it important? Yes, right? For sure, it is important. There really is no business out there that doesn't have a media presence. Some have a strong presence, some have a weak presence. But anybody who runs a business, people are going to check online. They're going to maybe Google you. They're going to check out your social media. They're going to look you up and try to learn about you because, as I mentioned before, people buy people. So they're trying to see if you're somebody that they can trust with their time, their money, their assets, whatever they're going to have you work on. And so you have to have a presence in order to build the trust with people. right? Business owners don't want to be content creators. They want to run their business, but they need media in order to help them develop their sales funnel, to create their awareness, their brand awareness. Not everybody who watches this video is going to become an SBM client. Some of them may, but really what I'm trying to do is just get it out there that this is what I'm doing. So if you know somebody that's interested, now you know a guy that can maybe help a small business owner get a little bit more of their presence online, right? They don't want to be content creators, but you need to talk about your business, right? People need to know what you're up to. They need to know why you're doing it, what it's for, who it's for, what it costs, or what the value, what they can get out of it, right? What's in it for them. That is a super important piece of business. Without that, you're basically just sitting there passively hoping that people stumble across, I don't know, your website. Like where do you expect to get people to come check you out and start learning about you? Where is the top of your funnel if not online? I mean, very few small businesses even have solely brick and mortar locations anymore. Almost everybody has some sort of online funnel, and that's just the generation we're in, right? And one of the distinctions that we make for Streamline Business Media is that it is business media. It is not social media. I really don't care how many followers I get from this. I don't even care how many views I get. What I care about is that if somebody is interested in business and they're running their own business and they see what I'm doing, maybe they'll recognize that I can help them, right? That's what I care about. I care about business to business lead gen and sales funnel, and eventually closing deals with other small business owners who need my help. So small business owners need to talk about their business, and in order to really pull the biggest levers, they need to automate this kind of heavy lifting that it takes. It could take up to an hour a day every day to make sure that you have a strong online presence. Most business owners don't have an hour a day. So in the beginning, I'll kind of go back and explain kind of where this idea came from. My current business partner, Chris Lawhead, and I actually trained at the same jiu-jitsu academy, and he actually worked for me. He was one of my assistant kids coaches. And so while he was working for me, I was listening to him just talk to, random people. And it was obvious how much experience he has in real estate and, specifically in investment in real estate. And so as I'm listening to this guy talk, I'm like, wow, this guy really knows a lot. I could learn a lot from him. So I just asked him, I said, like, hey, what's one of the biggest pain points you have? Like, how could I help you? And he was like, well, I hate doing my social media. You could run my social media for me. And I was like, cool. So he gave me his logins for his Instagram, his LinkedIn, and his YouTube. And so what we would do is we would record a video, and then I would edit it. I would write the caption. I would post it online for him. And this was obviously like the very basic, like this is what everybody can do. But Chris is a true visionary, right? He can see 10 steps ahead and understands that pain points in a business lead to kind of an inefficiency, and that's where the market is, right? So he was kind of like the leader of this, and I was like the integrator. I was the operator. I was boots on the ground actually doing this. So initially we were doing it all manually. Then we started recording an hour-long video, and he's like, well, here, use this AI platform. You can kind of put the video in there. It'll chop some of it up. You still need to edit it. You still need to audit all of what it's coming up with. And then you need to basically download all these videos, put them in like a Google Drive so that you can share them on your posting cadence, like whatever time and day you want to post these for me. Here you go, right? So this was like the next iteration. Fast forward a little bit more, we started hiring somebody to do the editing and to check the clips and make sure that they didn't make him look stupid, so that because although he's not the one doing it, it is presenting as him. So he wants to have a good image. People want to trust him, so he can't just be posting up a bunch of crazy nonsense. So we hired an assistant. We have various AI platforms, and then ultimately the biggest step was we had to buy a a scheduling platform. There's a lot of them out there. They are expensive. I didn't realize. I mean, it makes sense because everybody's doing it now. So everybody wants to post, but they don't want to log in every day to post. So they, they subscribe to a scheduling platform, and then they could put out their posts for the week or even for the month. And this was a huge step in the right direction for us, because then I could manage the AI. I could manage the VAs who are editing it, and they could post it, and I could just go in and audit and make sure that it looked good. They would post out for a week. I would go in for 1 hour a week and check it out. And that's, that cut down my time from 7 hours a week to essentially 1 hour a week. And the cost of all of this was about, $500. So what we decided was like, this was a huge benefit to Chris. There's probably a lot of other people that could really use this. And so that's where our $500 a month idea came from, right? This is about what it would cost you to get a scheduling platform, to subscribe to some AI websites that can do a lot of the heavy lifting on the video editing side. But then you also need a virtual assistant, somebody online that can review the videos, that can write the captions. You probably need them to be a pretty fluent English speaker. And so that's important, right? You might not have as much success if you go offshores and try to find, you might find cheap labor, but it might not be the quality that you're looking for when somebody is essentially pretending to be you online. So there's the vetting process, and you need to make sure that these people that you decide to hire can appear like you online, because they're essentially doing 98% of all of the work for you. And then you go in at the end and just make sure it's not something crazy, or that it makes sense. And then, you schedule out the post, and one person can go in for 1 hour a week and check it out. And that's essentially where the model came from. So the ask here, the way that this works is essentially, can you talk about your business for 1 hour per week, right? Can you sit down just like I'm doing? You can write out an outline. You can decide the things that you want to talk about. You can kind of, talk about different challenges that your business is having. You can talk about offerings that you're making, maybe a special that you have. Really, it doesn't matter so much what you're talking about, as long as it's about your business. What matters more is that you're talking about your business, that you are putting yourself out there as an expert in your field. And if you can talk about it for an hour a week, and you can afford $500 a month, 4 hours per month and $500 per month. What we will do is we will go in, we'll watch the video, we'll chop it up, we'll edit it, we will write captions for it, we will schedule posts on our enterprise level posting platform. So you don't have to pay for that. You just get free access to our posting platform. You will go in, we'll let you know when your video is done. You'll go in every week or once a month, whatever cadence you decide. You will review and basically approve the posts that have already been scheduled. And then once you approve them, it could take as little as 10 seconds, or you could read through each one. Maybe it takes 10 minutes. Once you approve them, they will go out on whatever cadence that you decide you'd like to post. So to be clear, we are not social media strategy. We're just going to give you a bunch of different chopped up videos. You can pull and drag them around into the scheduling platform. You can use that for your own posts, right? So you could put like a static picture every other day. And so you have a video, then a picture, then a video, then a picture, or whatever. You should consult your local social media strategist for what to do with the videos that we give you. But what we found is that the hard part is just making and editing and writing captions for the videos. So we'll get you 90% of the way there. Then you should talk to somebody who's helping drive your strategy. Every business is different. Every business cycle is different. So for us, my other business is SprayNet. In the summer, we do exteriors. So we're kind of talking about a lot of exterior stuff right now. In the winter, we do interiors. So there's kind of like 2 cycles per year. So that makes sense for us to, put a heavy drive on the exteriors in the spring, and then switch to the interiors in the fall, getting ready for the winter season. But every business is different. It really doesn't matter what your business cycle is. You have to be able to talk about it. And if you can't talk about your business for an hour, maybe it's time to reevaluate. Like, why are you doing this business? Like, what are you hoping to get out of it? For me personally, I believe that owning and running a business is really the only chance I will ever have at financial freedom, right? I'm not independently wealthy and I don't play the lottery. So I don't expect to ever get this windfall of cash just dropped into my bank account. And so, I could trade my hours for dollars, right? I could work a job every day. And as soon as I decide to stop working, then that income stops, which is the path most people take. And it is the safe path for sure. There's days when I'm like, man, maybe I should have kept my job. But what you do when you keep your job is you essentially guarantee yourself to never have a chance at having financial freedom, right? The only way that you'll ever have the financial freedom is to have a business that can work while you sleep, right? If the only time you make money is while you're working, then you're always trading your hours for dollars. So financial freedom comes from having a business that will work when you're not working. That there's many different iterations of that. You can start in a small business. You can buy into a bigger business. You can buy a franchise like we did. You can start your own business like we did with SBM. You can buy out really, profitable businesses right now. Like, they're all the popular business podcasters and influencers are talking about like the boomer exit, and people are selling their businesses and you can buy them for, they're expensive, but they're profitable businesses. So that is your only real chance at gaining financial freedom, at getting your time back, right? Is to make enough money that you can pay other people to do the work so that you get your time back and that they can be working. And, everybody has that cycle. I started, hourly, then I made it to salary, then I made profit sharing, and then I exited the workforce, and now I'm just an entrepreneur. So now I only make money if my businesses make money. But you're going to need people at the entry level, and there's plenty of them out there, college grads, athletes who are trying to make some side money. Like, not everybody is ready to start a business. So if your goal is financial freedom, you want to get your time back, then really owning and running a business is probably the only way to do it. At least it gives you a chance, right? It doesn't guarantee that you're going to be financially free. In fact, most businesses fail. So it doesn't guarantee it by any means, but it guarantees that you have the chance. And the inverse, whatever, of that is that if you only work for somebody else, then you're guaranteed to not have the chance at financial freedom. So there's a probability of 0 if you work for somebody else, and there's a non-zero probability if you run your own business. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. Is I'm trying to help other people see this and have the courage to do it. It's definitely scary. It was a terrifying decision, and I'm very fortunate that I have a supporting wife who is able to also help, like financially, but also emotionally, and just helping support the idea, supporting the dream. Like, she believes in what we're doing here too. And so while I left my job, I was able to kind of use her income to pay the day-to-day while we got these business up and running. But the plan here is for her to eventually retire out of the military, and then our businesses are our retirement plan. So you have to kind of get your ducks in a row. I'm not saying just jump out of the plane and then try to figure out how the parachute works. But if you have a desire for financial freedom, then I believe that owning and running a business is really the only way to do it. And that's why I want to be of service to the people that have the courage to start and run their own businesses. That's why we created Streamline Business Media. I believe that this is an incredible service. I believe that it's a fair price. I believe that the value you get for $500 a month, you get about 100 videos every month posted. across all the platforms, right? LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram. We can even do Google Business. You can do Facebook. I think we have functionality for TikTok, even if that's what you want. Like, it depends on where you think your clients are going to show up, but we'll give you 5 platforms and we'll post across all 5 platforms, 5 videos a week. So that's 25 times 4 weeks is 100 videos a month for $500 a month. And over the course of a year, if you get over 1,200 videos posted about you talking about your business 1,200 times online every year, there's no way that doesn't move the needle. Like, we really believe that the consistency is the key here. It's not that any one of these posts is going to go viral. None of them probably will, but it's the constant, putting yourself to the top of the funnel, like reminding people who you are, reminding people that this is what you do, this is why it's important, this is who you're after, this is who you're marketing to. So for me, I am marketing to small business owners, and I believe that $500 a month could give them 100 posts every month, about 1,200 posts a year. I truly believe that would move the needle in a significant way, and that's why I'm making this offering. That's why we created this business. Like, it helped Chris, right? Chris, not only did Chris, so I'll tell you a little bit about what the results that we found for Chris. In a little over a year, he went from no followers on LinkedIn to, I think, 1,200, which is cool, but that's not why we're doing it, right? He also went from maybe a couple hundred views to over 20,000 views on YouTube. Also cool, also not why we're doing it. Chris made and moved and closed over $500,000 in business because of the videos that we posted, right? Not any other lead, not on any other avenue of his network. It was only the videos that we posted. He closed over $500,000 of business because of the videos we made for him. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about business media. It doesn't matter how many followers you have. It doesn't matter how many views you get. What is the cash value of those views, followers? Like, what does it lead to? And for Chris, it was an incredible, value proposition from SBM to him, and it really moved the needle for him. And that's what gave us kind of the spark, the idea to say, okay, there's something here. Like, people could truly benefit from this in a real tangible way. Not everybody, but the people who have a business already, right? Who are actively seeking new clients, who are trying to put themselves out there, who are struggling with their online, presence, on their media presence, who don't have the time, don't have the discipline, frankly, to record and post themselves every day. Well, we will do all the heavy lifting for you, right? We are the people that are doing all the behind the scenes stuff for you so that you can focus on your business, right? If this sounds like you, if you are great at what you do, but you hate recording and posting videos of yourself, then I built SBM for you. Okay. That is my goal, is to help as many people as I can, to be of service, to provide value. I believe it's fair. I believe that it will really move the needle for you. And that's why I decided to make this video, to explain a little bit more about it. And, in full disclosure, what I'm actually trying to do here is I have decided to use SBM on SBM, right? So I'm going to go through the process of recording 1 hour per week. I'm going to send this video to my team. They are going to chop it up. They're going to edit out all the different clips. They're going to write captions for me. They are going to post it onto, I've already synced my profiles on the dashboard. So they're going to post all the drafts on the dashboard. And then I'm going to get a notification, and they're going to say, hey, your videos are ready for your review. And I'm going to go in. I trust my team, so I'm going to just blindly click and approve them. And if you get to that point, go ahead. There's a lot of things to be said for what they call like messy ads or ugly ads. Your online content doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, if you spend too much time, it looks too polished. It looks like you care too much about that. it can actually lose, it can erode some of the trust that people have in you. So you don't need to make it perfect, right? You can, what is it, the Pareto principle? Is it the 80-20, right? Like 80% of your results can come from 20% of your effort. So we're going to get you 80% there. And all you have to do is record a video, submit it, right? You fill out the little client intake form. Here's my video. This is what it's about. This is what platforms I would like it posted to. We will do all the behind the scenes work. We'll chop it up. We'll write captions. We'll post it. We'll schedule it. You come back in when it's done. You say approve, 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 approve. All 5 of your posts for that week are ready to go. They are scheduled. You can click and drag and move them around so that you can integrate that within your larger social media strategy. And then your videos are going to just start appearing online. And again, it's not about views. It's not about likes. It's not about even follows. It's about what that turns into. And, business media is about getting your business out there, letting people learn what you do, why you do it, who it's for, get them to know, like, and trust you. And then you can turn those people into leads, and then they go into your sales funnel. You follow up, you close your deals. That's business media. It has nothing to do with likes or follows. It's really easy to get lost in the weeds on that and be like, I really want more people to see it. You don't need 1,000 people to see your video. You need maybe 10 people to see your video who, like in my case, I need 10 people who own or run their small business to see this video and say, okay, this could really help me. That's all I need. If I got 10 clients, every time one of my videos popped up, I would be a millionaire overnight. Probably not going to happen right away, but it is the consistency that even gives me a chance of that. And in order to be consistent, you have to automate it. You have to systematize it. There's going to be plenty of days when you get out of bed and you think, I know I need to post today, but I just don't have time. I don't want to. I'm sick. I don't care. Like, I have other things going on. There's real fires to put out. Nobody cares what I want to say about my business right now when I have to focus on this. And that's just the wrong mindset. And in order to alleviate that pressure from daily posting, all you have to do is record it 1 hour per week, and then you're set for the week. And some people like Chris, I can't even get him to do an hour a week. So what we do is we do like a power podcast session. We'll sit down and record back to back to back episodes. We'll do like 1 week a month or 1 day a month, and it'll be like 4 hours of recording. And it's a heavy lift, but then we're done for the month. That is 100 posts, right? If you could sit down for 4 hours on over, the course of a weekend and record it, and you're done social media for the month, man, that just buys back so much of your time. And that's really why you got into business to begin with. Like, you started a business to have a chance at financial freedom, to get back your time, to be able to do whatever else you have in your life that's important to you, whether you have a family, you like to travel, hobbies, anything like that. If you are just married to your business 24/7, you have no chance at escaping. And so Streamline Business Media can buy back your time. It can keep your online presence strong. It can get people to know, like, and trust you, and ultimately help you run your business more effectively and efficiently. So again, if you have any questions about this, if this sounds interesting to you, if you know somebody, especially somebody who has a small business who you think could benefit from 1,200 posts per year, and they can afford $500 a month, then I want to talk to them. You can reach me at peter@streamlinebusinessmedia.com. My email address, and then you can also find us on all the socials. Like I said, I am doing SBM on SBM, so you will see these videos posted. I won't be the one posting them. My team will, and all I have to do is go in and approve them. So you can reach out on the social media. I do monitor my social media, LinkedIn, my Instagram, Facebook. I'm going to put all of this up on YouTube as well. YouTube is a great storage facility for all your long form videos. You can turn those into podcasts directly from there. I'm using a platform called StreamYard, which integrates with YouTube, and I can put these videos directly from StreamYard up to YouTube. And then you can take that link and you can drop it into your client intake form for SBM, and we'll take it from there if you want. So all of the social media that we're trying to put out is going to be primarily from SBM content, like these long form videos that we'll chop up and put out there. And then what I'll do is I will sprinkle in on the days that I have a little extra mojo, a little extra time, a little energy. I will still do my static post. I will still get on there and do the heavy lifting when I can. But when I can't, I'm going to fall to the level of my system. And my system is to completely automate this. And so if there's weeks or even months when I don't have anything that I can post, I could just go in and take an old video and send it right back through the machine. They'll chop it up and post it for me again. The life cycle of your business, you could probably repost these videos like every 3 to 6 months. So if you got through, 6 months of SBM, you could essentially just take the video from 6 months ago, put it back in. Then you wouldn't even have an hour per week of time exposure. You basically have the flywheel completely spinning independently, so to speak. So that's all I have for today. I really appreciate your time listening to me. I've had a ton of people reach out and ask more about what I'm doing. I'm looking forward to working with you, especially if you're a small business or a brand owner trying to get yourself out there. Please reach out. I love talking about business. If you have a really hard time even doing one of these solo full-length videos, let's do a podcast. You can come on my podcast. I will interview you about your business. If I have anything to be of service, I will share any advice. I'm by no means like a business consultant, but I've done a lot of training on new hires in higher level management. I've helped a lot of people learn how to manage their business, run their business from small departments all the way up through, $1 million a year businesses. So that's kind of like my niche, so to speak. But yeah, I would love to have you on a podcast. We can talk about it. We can explore what your business is, what you're doing, what you're up to, who it's for. And then we can record that video, and then we will SBM that video, and you will get all the content directly from that. So if it's hard for you to sit down and think about it, write it out, and then just talk about it by yourself, I get it. It's not my favorite thing to do, but it is important. So if you want to join me on a podcast, let's do it. Reach out, Peter@streamlinebusinessmedia.com. And our website is just streamlinebusinessmedia.com. Pretty straightforward. We try to keep everything streamlined. That's kind of our ethos. That's where every day we ask ourselves, like, how can we do this more effectively and efficiently? How can we streamline it? How could we Kaizen it, right? Small daily improvements. That is really the ethos, the values that we live by. And we would love to share that with you and help you kind of get on the same page. So reach out with any questions. Thanks for listening. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Take care.